As a manager, let me tell you sometimes that I have denied time off requests and why. Number one, I had a rep text me. She's like, hey, I think I'm miscarrying. I need to cancel the day. How do I submit time off? Girl, go to the doctor. We're not submitting time off for that. Absolutely not. You use your time off for vacation. This is a medical emergency. Let's get you taken care of.
Yeah, meet the new boss. Not exactly the same as the old boss. A 28-year-old Gen Z manager, Elizabeth Beggs, going super viral right now for redefining how to be a manager for the next generation of American workers. She has made waves online as she lets her workers avoid using PTO for necessary medical appointments. And this comes as Gen Z appears to be facing a personal crisis when it comes to their jobs. A recent survey finding 4 in 10 Gen Z workers say they are ready to quit the 9-to-5 and live solely off of unemployment benefits. And Elizabeth Beggs joins us now. Thanks so much for making the time tonight. And you've gone super viral on TikTok. What do you think you said that just resonated with so many people?
I think so much of it was just common sense and empathy when it comes to leadership and managing a team, something that as corporations have grown and private equity has bought out family companies tends to get lost.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me ask you, there's a common narrative that Gen Z workers are lazy, that they are entitled. We looked at this recent survey that found 75% of executives felt that most of the recent college grads they hired were unsuccessful. 60% said at least some of them had to be fired. Do you believe that's true? What's your message about Gen Z?
No, I don't believe the laziness or entitled is true. I do believe that it's a different generation, though. And companies that don't adapt to Gen Z will run out of workers eventually. And that's just the same as if you didn't embrace the internet, you're going to see the same failures. They are the consumers, they are the employees, they are moving up. I think a lot of people think Gen Z is 19, 18 young kids. I mean, the reality is they're adults, they're attorneys, they're doctors, they're parents. But addressing the laziness, entitledness, I think a lot of people need to take a step back and recognize that Gen Z entered the workforce in a very different time than any generation has. And every generation's had its struggles, and it's not to downplay or negate any of those, but the cost of living crisis. You look at what it costs to buy a house, and the average salary that's requiring a college degree, a master's degree, any of those does not allow you to buy a house in most places. And the cost of college even has skyrocketed. So many of the executives, when they're in older generations, if they don't have a connection Gen Z and listen to understand and not to judge, they're not going to realize that things are different, right? Everyone has had their own struggles, but it's okay to acknowledge that this generation has had some struggles. And when you're putting in 40, 50 hours a week and you don't work for a company that has any loyalty towards you, why would you be loyal to them if you can't even make your rent off of pay?
I understand. You know, we do see that statistic that we just talked about. 4 in 10 Gen Z workers want to quit and live off of government assistance. Tell us why 4 in 10 are just willing to throw in the towel. They don't want to be in this workforce anymore.
I wish I had the perfect answer to that. I don't. But that statistic kind of surprises me because that's not something that would ever cross my mind. But I think so much of that stems to not having good cultures at work and not being able to survive off of the work you're doing and seeing no career trajectory when it doesn't look like leadership opportunities are going to come, or you're constantly berated by your management. It's going to be hard to want to stay and to have resiliency on the bad days.
In a sentence, what advice would you give to a manager who is struggling to connect with their team that has a lot of Gen Z workers on it?
Just listen, ask actual questions, get to know your team. I always say you can't lead who you don't know. But if you're listening to judge, or you're listening because you assume you know the answer, you're not actually going to be able to understand, and you need to create some sort of motivation to want to be a successful member of the team. And a lot of times that's going to come down to understanding what their motivations are, and they're not going to be the same as yours.
I'm sure you've come across as well. I know I have an attitude of, I had it really hard, so you have to pay your dues as well. Shouldn't we want things to be better, Elizabeth, for the next generation coming up behind us, right? Really appreciate you coming on the show tonight. Thanks so much for making the time.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.